I say hello, you say hey there, hello.
Hey there.
Hello.
Hey there.
It is so much fun to have a full audience. So while I have your attention, students and retirees, when you are named, when I am reading your names, I would like you to walk up right here near the flag, and you're going to literally come to center stage. A board member will be meeting you. Students give you something special. So as soon as you hear your name, just make your way. We have so many students to recognize. I'm very excited about that. Retirees, when it's your turn, you will stand here in the spotlight while your supervisor just presents accolades all about you. And I know you will love being in the spotlight.
Is everybody ready? Yeah. Call the meeting to order. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Pat Welsh.
Would you join me in the pledge, please? Flags on to my right. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone, to the May 17th, 2022 board meeting. Roll call, Mrs. Vaughn. Thank you so much. Approval of the agenda. Do I have an motion to accept the agenda as presented?
Sid, so moved.
Motion by Sid Hill. Is there a second?
Second, Welsh.
Second by Pat Welsh. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn? Thank you so much. Special items, Dr. Stevens.
Student celebrations is where we begin this fine May evening of May 17th. This auditorium is full tonight with exceptional students to celebrate. Let's get started with an incredibly talented group of archers. By day, Josh Harris is a West Middle School teacher. When not in the classroom or serving as one of our leader interns in the district, Mr. Harris devotes his time and talents to leading an award-winning group of archers. From elementary age to high school, we have some impressive accomplishments to celebrate this evening. In the Junior Eagle category, let's celebrate these three. And I'm going to call their names so they can make their way, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. Briley Harris, Hunter Harris, and Kensley Hartman. This is the Junior Eagle category. Here come the Junior Eagles. I love it. All right, Briley Harris. Briley is the state champion in the Pins division, the Tennessee State Shooter of the Year, and placed 5th in the nation. Whoa, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And we have Hunter Harris. Hunter placed 6th in the state in the Pins division, placed 4th as the Tennessee Shooter of the Year, and placed 2nd in the nation. And is Kensley here? So Kensley Hartman is another Junior Eagle, and Kensley placed 4th in the state in the Pins division and placed 7th in the nation in the Junior Eagle Pins division. Let's hear it for these Junior Eagles. All right, let's get a picture. And our Junior Eagles may return to their seats. All right. Now we're in the youth category, which is ages 12 to 14, and I would like to welcome William Daw and Harley James forward. All right, here they come. William Daw is from West Middle School, is the Tennessee State champ, and 2nd in the Shooter of the Year in the recurve division. Let's hear it for William. And Harley James, also from West Middle School, is the Tennessee Shooter of the Year and state champion in the Olympic recurve division. Way to go, Harley. All right, and we're going to get a picture of the two of you, if you guys will smile. Proud moment. All right, congratulations to you all. You all may head back to your spaces. And now we're moving into the young adult, which is ages 15 to 18. Natalie Best, Ashley Scott, Peyton Taylor, and Nevaeh Todd. If you all will come forward. All right, Natalie Best. She is second in the nation, the Tennessee Shooter of the Year, and the state champion in the Pins division. Let's hear it for Natalie. All right, Ashley Scott is third in the nation, Tennessee Shooter of the Year, state champion, and the National Archery in the Schools program, NASP Shooter of the Year, and state champion in the recurve division. Peyton Taylor is second in the nation, placed second in Tennessee as the Shooter of the Year, and second in the state in the Pins division. Peyton Taylor. And we have Nevaeh Todd. Nevaeh Todd is second in the state in the open division and fifth as Shooter of the Year. Let's hear it for all of these amazingly talented students and their success. All right, here we go. Can I get a whoop whoop? Oh, yes, I love it. Okay, so we have celebrated our archers. Now we're going to move to a large group of middle school FBLA students. So this past summer, FBLA expanded to the middle level grades. This meant for the first time, these middle school FBLA students could compete against other middle schools, not just amongst themselves as they had done in the past. West Middle School teacher and FBLA advisor Franklin Kamick certainly knows how to bring the very best out of these students. No wonder he was named the Middle School Advisor of the Year. Let's give him a round of applause. Franklin, stand up, Franklin. Let's give away. There he is. We're really proud of you. It's important to mention that only one of these awards is given between middle school and high schools across the state, which makes him, Mr. Kamick, the FBLA Advisor of the Year for the entire state of Tennessee. Let's give him another round of applause, Franklin. Now, we have a long list of students. Once again, I'm going to call the students by name. You'll make your way forward. And then what I'm going to do as I read about you and tell about your success, I simply want you to take one step forward so everybody knows exactly who is who. So we have Lillian Villamar, Bo McNatt, Jonah Vallejos, Kylie Earhart, Jessica Jones, Edward Henry, Ellie Simpson, Hayden Good, Cammie Johnson, Riley Johnson, Ava Duncan, Thomas Anderson, and Jocelyn Garcia. Look at these wonderful middle school students. And we have Cambry Myers and Thomas Cunningham. They here as well. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to celebrate this award-winning group of middle school FBLA students and how they placed at the state conference. Let's take one more step down. One more step down, to the right. Everybody step to the right. Yes, very good. We could do a dance move. Okay. So when I call your name, I just want you to step forward so the audience knows who you are. So Lillian, if you will step forward. Lillian, second place in annual chapter activities presentation. Woohoo! All right, Bo, if you'll step forward. Bo, second place in multimedia and website development. Jonah, second place in business etiquette. Jonah, little special shout out from Dr. Stevens. He serves on the middle school advisory committee. Very proud of Jonah. Kylie, where's Kylie? There she is. Second in digital citizenship. Way to go. Jessica. Jessica is first. I said it, first place in elevator speech. Way to go. All right, Edward. Step forward, first place in career exploration. Shout out to Edward, another middle school advisory member. Great job. Ellie. Ellie took first in career research. Hayden. Is Hayden here this evening? There's Hayden. All right. First in running an effective meeting. Well done, Hayden. Cammie, first in learning strategies. Great work. Riley, first in business ethics. Wowie, wow. Ava, first in FBLA concepts. Well done. Thomas, first in financial literacy. Jocelyn. So Jocelyn Garcia, is she here today? Okay, we're going to celebrate her first in FBLA mission and pledge. Oh, come on down, Jocelyn. Walk all the way down onto the stage. Join your friends. Here you come. Let's give her a rousing round of applause. By the way, that was a brilliant entrance. Love that. Brilliant. All right, again, Jocelyn first in FBLA mission and pledge. Cambry Myers and Thomas Cunningham. All right, they had a perfect score. Let me repeat that. That was a perfect score in the team event of exploring business issues. Well done. And look at this incredible group. Let's give them one more round of applause. Well done. And you may exit stage left or right or left. I'm just kidding. I love it. You all are really good. That's impressive to not have had any notice on what they're doing. Now we want to move on to high school FBLA. At the high school, Valerie Robinson leads our Future Business Leaders of America. In April, Ms. Robinson took her FBLA team to Chattanooga to attend the state conference. We had 7 students come home with impressive accolades and will now go to nationals in June in Chicago. Biftu Rega, is Biftu with us this evening? A recent graduate, our salutatorian. So Biftu took first place in business ethics. Brady Welch. Is Brady here this evening? All right, here comes Brady. Brady, special shout out. He is a high school student on my high school student advisory. It's fun to watch our students in this advisory opportunity that they have at the middle and high school level. We have some grand conversations. Brady took first place in Introduction to Parliamentary Procedure. Way to go, Brady. Well done. And now we've got a team to recognize. Garnett Coelho, Anna Shambly, Katie Ellis, Cassidy Northcutt, and Angelina Robertson. If they're here or any of those team members are here, please come forward. Brady's going to stay up here to be a friend. There's Garnett, one of our recent graduates Friday evening. This particular team took second place in parliamentary procedure. Congratulations. And we're going to get a picture of the two of you, Mr. Birdsong there. Well done. You may exit stage right. And now we have THS DECA, and I am going to list these folks and ask that they do the very same when they all come up here, if they will step forward when I talk about them and their accolades. First of all, Natalie Richards, Natalie Tadero, Olivia Murphy, Abby Lynch, Charlie Dodson, Ashley Weaver, Justin Sells, Stephanie Ducat, Maggie Rogers, Hagen Pearson, Aaliyah Howard, Alyssa Martin, Emily Malmstrom, Jay Labeo, Evan Tomlin, Ashley Smithson, Emma Bell, Madeline Bobo, Amy Fan, Hannah Chesser, Hannah Waller, Olivia Bowen, Morgan Carr, Savannah Stroop, Anna Lee, Peyton Sells, and Briley Holder. And I believe I got everybody. Another incredible group. So as they stand here, I'm going to tell you a little bit about DECA. DECA is an organization that prepares emerging leaders and entrepreneurs for marketing, finance, hospitality, and management in high schools and colleges around the globe. This organization has been a part of Tullahoma High School for 25 years. The organization itself is 76 years old. Some famous folks who participated in DECA in high school include Jay Leno, Courtney Cox, and Katie Couric, just to name a few. When students participate in DECA, they gain skills and experiences needed in communication, problem solving, and solutions-based thinking for overcoming challenges faced when entering college or their chosen career path. From the classroom to the student's next big life move, DECA provides the real-world experiences needed to take their knowledge and skill set to the next level. The following competitors placed at the district level and qualified to advance from district to the state level competition for their superior performance in providing solutions to role plays in their fields of study and the testing portion of the event. So as I name individuals, if you will step forward, Natalie Richards. Natalie Richards took Human Resources first place. Let's give her a round of applause. All right, and these are individual awards. Natalie Tadero. All right, very good. First place, Financial Consulting. Well done. Olivia Murphy. All right, first place, Restaurant Management. Abby Lynch. Very good. Second place, Human Resources. Yeah, you might want to stay on that side, right? Charlie Dodson. All right, not with us this evening. Principles of Marketing, second place. Well done. Ashley Weaver. All right, Ashley, congratulations. Second place, Professional Selling. Justin Sells. Third place, Personal Financial Consulting. Yes. And I know there's a lot happening, so I'm very thankful for those that were able to join us and recognize some had other conflicts this evening. Stephanie Ducat. All right, Stephanie earned third place in Quick Serve Management. Let's give her acknowledgement. Yeah. Maggie Rogers. All right, Maggie Rogers, fourth place, Business Services Marketing. Hagen Pearson. Hagen took fourth place, Retail Management. Aaliyah Howard. Aaliyah Howard, by the way, qualified for state in Principles of Finance. Emily Malmstrom. All right, Emily qualified for state, Food Marketing and Management. Jayla Bayo. All right, Jayla also qualified for state in Hospitality Marketing. Evan Tomlin. Evan Tomlin also qualified for state Sports and Entertainment Marketing. Ashley Smithson. Ashley Smithson also qualified for state in Business Services Marketing. Emma Bell. Emma Bell also qualified for state in Entrepreneurship. Now we have some team events, Madeline Bobo and Amy Pham. They both qualified for state in Business Law and the Ethics team. Well done. Hannah Chesser and Hannah Waller. The Hannahs qualified for state Buying and Merchandising team. Olivia Bowen and Morgan Carr. They qualified for state in Entrepreneurship team. Savannah Stroop and Anna Lee. They qualified for state with the Hospitality team. Well done. Peyton Sells and Briley Holder. Qualified for state in Travel and Tourism. Now, when I read this next group again, I'm just going to ask you each to step forward and stay forward for a moment. Of all the students lifted above, the following competitors were honored on stage at the state level for their performance in providing solutions to role plays in their fields of study. The DECA State Conference includes over 2,000 students, advisors, and industry leaders from across the state of Tennessee. Abby Lynch, Human Resources, second place. Olivia Murphy, Restaurant Management, second place. Stephanie Ducat, Quick Serve Management, fifth place. Natalie Tadero, Financial Consulting, fifth place. Emma Bell, Entrepreneurship, place fifth. Aaliyah Howard, Principles of Finance, seventh. Well done. All right, you all step back. Of those students, the following sophomores advanced from state level to the international level of competition, where they attended the DECA International Conference in Atlanta, April 23rd through 26th. 17,000 students, advisors, and industry leaders attended the competition and leadership events. They were Abby Lynch, Human Resources, second place at the state level. Olivia Murphy, Restaurant Management, second place at the state level. And Emma Bell, Entrepreneurship, placed fifth at the state level. Let's give them a round of applause. And you may step back one more time. This amazing group of DECA. All right, you may exit stage right and left, split in the middle. Look at, wow. Okay, well done. Now we are on to HOSA. Under the leadership of Mrs. Katie Alderman, Tullahoma High School had 7 students compete in the State Leadership Conference for HOSA, which was held in Knoxville in March. I want to congratulate the following students for competing at the state level. And as you hear your name, please come forward. Ashley Smithson and Madeline Bobo. They competed in CPR, first aid, and finished in the top 10. Let's hear it for these folks. Come on up. Come on up. Ashley Smithson and Madeline Bobo. All right. Jayla Bayo competed in epidemiology. Is Jayla here? All right. Cadence Towery competed in pharmacology. Mia Thomas competed in health informatics. Carly Baker competed in family medicine practice. And Audrey Tadero competed in biomedical lab science. She won this event at the state conference. Audrey will now compete in the International State Leadership Competition in June in Nashville. Let's hear it for this group, HOSA. Well done, and we'll get some photographs. All right, exit stage left. And Skills USA is our next group of students to recognize. First of all, Mr. Randy Edwards. You stand up, sir, and be recognized. You do such an excellent job. It was so exciting to see the Tennessee Department of Education give Mr. Edwards a shout out recently in our Teacher Appreciation Week. He does an outstanding job teaching and guiding students in our computer-aided drafting courses at Tullahoma High School. It comes as no surprise. When his students attended the annual Skills USA State Leadership and Skills Conference, they came away with some pretty nice hardware. Tonight, let's celebrate Marissa Drummond, Kelsey Evans, Nick Zemecki, Jackson Hamblin, and Jonathan Ralston. If you all will make your way, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about these students. All right, and as they make their way, come on up. Kelsey Evans competed in technical drafting and brought home a silver medal, while Marissa Drummond competed in architectural drafting and also brought home a silver medal. The trio of Nick Zemecki, Jackson Hamblin, and Jonathan Ralston competed as a team in the automated manufacturing technology piece of the competition. These young men brought home the gold in this competition. They will now move on to Skills USA National Leadership and Skills Conference to be held in June in Atlanta. Well done. And if you'll come together, we'll get a photograph. The skills they are using and winning state and national recognition with will serve them well as they transition into careers post-high school. I am very proud of each of these students for this exceptional representation. Let's give them one more round of applause. Well done. You may exit stage left. And let's give all the students who came up here a very rousing. Yes, very good. Chairman?
Okay, students, we love having you here, and we would love for you to stay, but if you have other things that you need to be doing, then now is the time for you to head on out. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you very much. Have a wonderful summer.
Each year, the National Association of Music Merchants Foundation, or NAM, recognizes communities that do exceptional work in making music a part of a well-rounded education for every child in the community. It comes as no surprise to me that Tullahoma has been recognized this year as one of these outstanding communities. I'd like to welcome Mr. Atticus Hensley, our district's Fine Arts Coordinator, to the podium to speak more on this outstanding recognition. Mr. Hensley.
Dr. Stevens, board, we have with us this evening a representative from the National Association of Music Merchants, Alan Haynes, the owner of the Music Stop in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and his team are here to enlighten us a bit.
Excellent.
I think you know one of them. She said you were her
I was going to say, as a side note,
Hi.
you were.
Oh my goodness, you've grown
She was the wonderful
up.
principal of my daughter in Murfreesboro.
I was your favorite principal.
You were?
Absolutely.
Well done. I trained them up very well. It's good to see you.
The Music Stop and NAM are pleased to celebrate the list of best communities for music education for 2022. This is the 23rd year they've done this. And this year, 738 school districts across 44 states were recognized for the outstanding efforts by the teachers, the administrators, parents, students, and the community leaders for their support in education as part of a well-rounded musical education. This year, Tullahoma City Schools was one of only 8 school districts in this state to be recognized for this.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yes.
The Music Stop and NAM applauds the commitment and efforts of all music educators, school administrators, the community members in providing the students with opportunity to explore their creativity through music. And we are honored to present Tullahoma City Schools with this award.
All right. That's awesome. And let's have our school board join everyone on the stage for this recognition so we can get a nice photograph. That's beautiful.
Oh, that's what you want to say.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful honor. And we have the most outstanding fine arts program in Tullahoma City Schools. So let's give them another round of applause.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Now, celebrating our retirees.
All right, the celebration continues. Can you handle it? All right. Tonight we are celebrating an amazing group of Tullahoma City Schools employees. Together, they have served in education for a total of 369 years, with 307 of those years right here in Tullahoma City Schools. Now that's impressive. Each one here has made a profound difference in the lives of countless students over the years related to their service. I would like to introduce the principals and supervisors to you so they can share more about their particular retiree or retirees. We are honored to recognize this incredible group of people who have given their lives to serve and support students, families, and colleagues. We wish them well in this next chapter. Bel Air Elementary will start there, has a custodian, David Clark, who's retiring this year. Unfortunately, he could not be with us this evening, and we do wish him well in retirement. So congratulations to David Clark. East Lincoln Elementary has two, Kelly Owens and Rita Story, retire this year. And if those retirees that are here can please come forward. Please welcome Mr. Scott Hargrove as he shares about their service, and they get to stand on stage together. And of course, now when he reads about you, you're going to have to step forward.
Oh, no, Miss Mary. Come on, Kelly. You can get out here on stage. No, you got to come out here.
You've got to come out here, both of you. Rita? No. And Kelly, right here. Yeah, just like the kids. Isn't this fun? Don't we love it?
You just pretend like you're in Miss Tullahoma.
Yes, that's right. Practice your wave. Practice your wave. All right, Mr. Hargrove.
Well, I've got Miss Mary up here, too, and there's a reason for that. There are a lot of similarities between these two ladies. I mean, I just adore them both. Kelly Owens started, and this is debatable, 91, 92 school year, and she... Johnny Cash, she's been everywhere, man. She has served all over our school system, haven't you, Kelly? So have you've been at Robert E. Lee, that's why Mary's here. Been at East Lincoln, East Middle, Bel Air. Wow.
Oh.
And what impresses me, is Kelly's heart. Kelly's heart for not just our students, for just as a human being. Mm-hmm. And we needed her at Lee. And what happened, Mary?
Well, she thought she retired and she thought it was going to be at home relaxing, right? And she had a phone call, and because she has a servant's heart, she came back, and she has been amazing and helped so many people. She trained people. There were several things about her job that took some skill levels, and she took the time to go in and mentor and teach and really help everybody. But she always did it with a smile, a sense of sweetness. And she would leave me the sweetest notes and goodies. She would bring goodies in. You forgot that part.
That's right.
But wow, you were amazing, and we owe you so much. But when you said servant's heart and truly love Tullahoma City Schools and the students and the staff, that exemplifies you and the years that you devoted to this school system. So we owe you so much. And thank you for coming out of retirement. And I got to see her. Yes.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. As I look out here at the other retirees, there's one thing they all have in common. And if we could just copy the blueprint for their hearts and keep a way to produce, they're just awesome people. Thank you, Kelly, so much for your service. Oh, yeah. All right, Riri. Only in Riri's form. Riri, Rita Story, you are thick, thick as thieves. Rita started in our school system substituting in 1989. And then she started, and that was mostly at East Lincoln. She started working officially at East Lincoln the next school year. So that's 30, whatever. I had to take my shoes off to count all that. 32. There's 60, almost 70 years right on our stage. I was very fortunate enough to teach all three of Rita's children. And Pat, I know you're a big Alabama fan. I conned one of her daughters. Hey, you need to think about getting in the $1 Million Band. It's Alabama. They go to a bowl game every year. I'm thinking Pasadena, Orange Bowl. Well, they got caught cheating, and she joined the band. They got caught cheating, and they were on 2 years of probation. In her senior year, they got to go down to Nashville to the Music City Bowl. So that's kind of a joke. I adored your children. You have family here, Rita. The face of our school. We miss you so dearly. It started turning up, swirling up a little bit on us, heading into Christmas right before you left. I called you Mama, didn't I? Mama! And Rita answered to
Bring her back,
it.
make her come back.
Yes. But Rita has been, these two ladies both exemplify what servants' hearts are, and I love you both dearly. Rita, we miss you, and Kelly as well, and we wish you guys only the very, very best in your retirement. But thank you, ladies.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Jack T. Farah Elementary had Jenny Duncan and Kathy Mullins retire, so if the Farah folks can make their way. Jenny Duncan was unable to be here this evening. We do wish her well in retirement. And at this time, Mr. Moore is going to share with us a little bit about Kathy Mullins. And you get the spotlight all to yourself.
There you go.
Oh, Jenny's going to hear from you, huh?
The stage is yours, ma'am. I want to repeat. Scotty, same thing. Servant's heart right here. Started out, we have 22 years of experience here as an EA in our system. Started out in the Eagle's Nest, and for the first 10 years, she was an EA. For the first 4 years, she was primarily a kindergarten and library assistant, shared among other grade levels. The next 6 years there, she served as a special ed EA in the CDC room. Okay, so she was in the CDC room, so she's got a lot of different experiences as well through our system. Her own children went there, so she was a part of the PTO, very, very heavy there. So not only was she a part of the school, she was a part of the PTO, which is a great thing to be a part of. She ran the carnival fundraiser, was a CEO representative, academic cheerleading coach, not the cheerleading coach, but an academic cheerleading coach, which says a lot about her as well. She also worked with the after-school art club, and she continued that on into Farah, where she served her next 11 years with Jack T. Farah. Okay, and so eventually she ended up back in the special ed, and that's where she has been with Jack T. Farah here the last few years. Can't say, man, the things you do. I asked for words about you. Okay. 12 different words came up. All right. 12. Most people, okay, I can think of 3 or 4. 12 different words popped up through our staff. And so there's 3 I want to talk about real quick. Creative. If you need anything creative, artist. You should see the murals that she puts up on our doors and our windows and things like that. I think you got a little side hustle there, okay? Going into parties and things like that. The lady is amazing on any time we had a shower or a get-together, retirement. That will be truly missed, your creativity. And maybe we can get you back. You're not too far. You're just right around the corner, so we'll call you. Happy. As you can see, this smile, it's contagious. If you're having a bad day, she reads emotions very well. She will say something to you. She will check on you. Just being happy. She came to me with an idea of putting up pictures and kind of telling a story through the hallways at each grade level. Some people got into it, some did not. But we did get quite a few people in there and putting up posters posters, and just another way to brighten the day and let kids see that we are human. We don't just live at the school, So that was great and thoughtful. That's where that comes in. Always caring, always thinking about others as well. And then I just kind of wanted to recap with where she has been. She is extremely grateful for the opportunity to assist and teach many intercession classes. Over the course of her 22 years of experience, she had 7 principals and 4 directors. So a lot of change happened during her time, and she took it with a smile and was always there. And like we always say at Farah, once a frog, always a frog. You're always welcome at the pond, and love to have you back at any time. And you will truly be missed in our hallways. And your thoughtfulness, your caring, and your happiness will be missed. And come back and see us anytime. We greatly appreciate you. Thank you.
Congratulations. Sis Beal retired from Robert E. Lee Elementary this year, and she is not able to be with us this evening, so we wish Sis congratulations on her retirement as well. East Middle School had 2 teachers retire this year, Leanne Black and Bo Smith, along with school nurse Teresa Jaworski. Bo couldn't be here this evening. We wish him well in retirement, and now I'm going to ask Dr. Dillahay to come forward as we celebrate the service of Leanne and Teresa, who are on their way forward. See how they try to stay in their seat as though... The spotlight is yours.
All right, thank you.
And you were Miss Tullahoma.
No.
You were close.
Close doesn't count.
It does. I think you were.
I think close counts.
Yeah, I think it is too.
We will start with Miss Black. Teresa and I have worked together a little bit longer, so Teresa may be sweating a little bit right now. Teresa's pulled some pranks on me through the years. Leanne, I learned a few things. I've only gotten to work with Miss Leanne for 3 years, just the last 3 years here at East Middle School. She married her high school sweetheart. She has been in Tullahoma City Schools for 19 years, and all 19 years she taught at East Middle School. She has 3 kids and 9 grandkids, and she is looking forward to retiring and taking care of grandbabies. The most important thing, when I asked Leanne, I was like, what's the most important thing in the world? She was like, oh, my family, no doubt. So she is excited, and she is looking forward to taking care of grandbabies. One quick story about Leanne. So when you go into a new school and things, you're the new principal and you're trying to figure things out. And I would show up early some mornings, and Leanne was always there. And it was like her alarm clock went off 20 minutes before mine did. No matter what time I got there, she got there 20 minutes earlier. So I thought, well, I'll get there at 6:30. And there stands Leanne. And she is a true team player. She does lots of things behind the scenes that nobody ever sees, the early morning duties. She is just a champ of a human being. We will miss you. We'll miss your experience. And I'll tell you one more thing about Leanne. Don't ask her if you don't want the answer, because she'll tell you the answer. And I will honestly miss that candid, honest feedback that every principal needs. So I've greatly enjoyed our 3 years that I've gotten the opportunity to work with you, and I wish you nothing but the best in retirement, and you're welcome back anytime. All right. Teresa Jaworski. Miss Teresa and I started working together in 2007, and we shared an office together. I'm going to be nice. I promise I will, Miss Teresa. Teresa has taped things to my desk. She has thrown things at me. She has pulled all kinds of pranks. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Miss Teresa. Miss Teresa is married to Ken. She's been in TCS for 22 years. She has 3 girls, and all 3 girls are in education. They're all 3 teachers. Miss Teresa is a great employee and an even better person. We have laughed, we have worked, and I have just literally enjoyed every minute that I've gotten to work with Miss Teresa. A few words that come to mind: Teresa's funny, she's smart, she's hardworking, she's dedicated. We will certainly miss Teresa. I think we will let all the tapings and all the shenanigans and the chicanery, we'll let that go for another day. But there's one funny story that I have to tell. The air conditioning was out at East Middle School one day, and everybody's hot, and we decided that maybe against protocol we would prop the front door open and let some air blow in. I promise you this is true, and it's going to sound like it's not. I open the front door, and I watch a mouse run through the door into the school. There's a child on the phone at the front counter. The mouse runs straight for that person. They scream and start jumping. The office people start scattering. The mouse runs around the countertop straight into the nursing clinic, and we trap him in the nursing clinic. Teresa can move. She's fast. We got the mouse, and we safely released the mouse. That's one silly example. We have had a ball working together. And in all honesty, I have played pranks on Teresa also. Miss Teresa, we will miss you. Your heart for students is unmistakable. We love you. Welcome back anytime, and wish both of you the very best in retirement.
We have a retiree at West Middle School, the counselor Stacy Smith, and she was not able to be here this evening. We do wish her well in retirement. And finally, we're at Tullahoma High School. Tullahoma High School has teachers Mandy Moore and Terry Long retiring, along with educational assistant Diana Holt and school secretary Rhonda Melville. If they will all come forward as Mr. Jason Quick joins us to celebrate these team members.
First of all, I've got to say I am so glad you're making them all come up together, because I will tell you, if you made them stand here individually, they would have gone out the door. Am I right? Right. Uh-huh. So, Dr. Stevens and board, one of the things I want to say is how heartwarming was it before we started our meeting tonight, just seeing everybody out front, seeing old friends get together and talk, seeing young people talking with older folks. It just says something about our community. And it says about this is who we are and what we do. And it just, I could have soaked that up, and we could have done that all night long. Standing before you are four outstanding ladies who have dedicated their life to Tullahoma High School, and they have made an impact far beyond what they know. One of the things that we talk about at Tullahoma is, I feel like our jobs as educators, staff, faculty, everyone, our job is to either plant the seed or water the seed every day. And knowing that we're probably never going to see that bloom, but we have to trust that what we're doing is going to help that child continue to develop. In front of you now are four ladies who have definitely done just that. I'm going to first talk about Miss Mandy Moore. One of the hardest challenges I had in coming to Tullahoma High School was having Mandy Moore call me Mr. Quick. I grew up with Mandy. Mandy was a couple of years older, but she grew up down the street, and I was just like, I can't get used to this, Mandy. I'm not Mr. Quick. Well, you are to me, so I wasn't going to push her on that. But Mandy has been with the Tullahoma High School for 34 years teaching Spanish and serving as the longtime head of the World Language Department. When I think of Mandy, I think about setting the standard. When you think about standard, you think about consistency. You think about protocol procedure. You think about then taking that, creating a culture of high effective level learning, and you have done just that. You have impacted so many lives. You know, learning English is hard enough for me, but I can never understand how you do the Spanish. And I appreciate you letting me come in every morning and trying to learn a new word, and I never could get it all right. But one of the things I could tell you about this, if you were Mandy Moore's class, you knew your Spanish, because she wasn't going to let you slack. I got some ameners back there. Shake, you understand exactly. You're going to know your content, and the one thing that she was never going to let you do is let you sink lower to where you needed to be, what level of learning you needed to be. And I saw her work over my 2 years. I saw her work with some students that had shown that they weren't easy to work with sometimes in other classes, but you had a way of making them feel comfortable, but also holding them to a standard, and that's going to help them in the years down the road. We're going to miss you a lot. We're going to miss you a lot. And I'm going to tell you the last thing, when I'm through with all four, I'm going to tell you about one thing they share in common. Next, we have Miss Terry Long. So Terry Long has been with us for 20 years now. Terry Long has taught everything from geometry to algebra to honors, advanced algebra. She served as Mu Alpha Theta sponsor. She has also served as the sponsor of the geometry math team and took them to top 10 finishes. So take all that, and that's great, but let's put that aside. She's a lot like Mandy, where I've seen her work with kids that just didn't show that they had an interest in geometry, an interest in algebra, an interest in anything. But I saw her not give up, and I saw how you've made the impact on all of your students as well. When I think of you, I think of care and compassion. I think of determination. I think of stubborn, because I've seen you get stubborn with some students who were trying to kick their heels, and you say, no, you can do this. And I remember one particular, I can't do this. And the response was more of, you can't do this yet, but you continue to work with them. You have brought an awful lot to our math department. We all know how all of our subjects are very important to us, and math is definitely as being one of those. And you've helped to create a standard that you and I had a great conversation about yesterday, and we're going to make sure that we are at the standard that you yourself have helped us to set. So I want to say thank you. That's Miss Terry Long. Now Miss Diana Holt. Miss Diana Holt has been with us for 11 years and has worked in our CDC classroom. She's really overseen the PACE lab since I've been here. And for those of you that don't know what the PACE lab is, that's the lab, that's a career building program, that's teaching life skills to some of our students that really need that extra help in order to understand how to become independent once they graduate high school. I've watched you work with kids that can be challenging, not because they want to be, but they are challenging. And I've seen you do it with patience, grace, always with a smile, and always caring. I wish I could take a picture of what you do for our kids, and I wish I could put it on the wall and say, this is what we're looking for. This is what the Heart for Children looks like. And when I think of the Heart for Children, I think of you. And I think of all that you've done and the impact you've made on all those lives that you have sat and dealt with and talked to, and helped them understand what life is about and how to conquer and overcome adversity. So I just want to say thank you for that. You've been tremendous. That's Diana Holt. So on my paper here, I've only written things for 3. Because I don't know how to write words to describe Rhonda. When Rhonda retires and her last day is upon us, we're going to retire a phrase at this high school. We'll never say this phrase again, but we're going to replace it. So instead of ask Rhonda, which is the answer to everything in our school, I don't know, ask Rhonda. Now, for the next couple of years, it's going to be call Rhonda. Rhonda has assured me she will not change her cell phone number, and that she will answer calls. If we keep calling back, she's definitely going to answer. For those of you who don't know Rhonda, Rhonda's been with us for 22 years within this school system. She's been in our high school since 2006, and in the role that she's in right now since 2007. If you look at Rhonda's title, it's called main office secretary, front office secretary. That doesn't even start to tell you about the impact that Rhonda has had on not only students, but every faculty member, every teacher, every staff member, every custodian, everybody who has been at this high school since 2007, they know Rhonda Millville. Now, I'm not going to do this. We're not going to cry. We're not going to do this, I promise you. Friend, confidant, straighten you out if you need straightened out. She'll do that. She's known for the notorious red folder, that no matter what, I'm going to walk into my office and there's a red folder. When I think I'm done, I'm never done. And I call it Rhonda's homework, because I do Rhonda's homework. So I've been joking with you. I gotta quit doing this. about, I don't know what to say about you positive. And you know I'm joking. No, that's the only one. I don't know what to say. You are Tullahoma High School. You're the voice that everybody hears when you pick up the phone. Ah, that's Rhonda. When the students come up, they're not talking to Rhonda, the secretary. They're talking to Rhonda, my mother figure, talking to Rhonda, my aunt, whatever you want to call it. But you do so much for this school. Everything that happens in this school goes through you. And you've done it with the most amazing amount of grace, integrity, and character that I've ever seen from anybody I've worked with. I've never heard you say no, which we've talked about that because you never say no. I've never seen you become frustrated when there were times you could get frustrated. That right there, you just showed that smile. And that's what makes everybody say, whew, we're good. Now, we're going to have to call Rhonda a lot. So I've already told you that, and we'll see. We'll have to talk to Dr. Stevens about putting you on some kind of retainer, like maybe $1.99 a minute for every phone call or something. But we're going to miss you, and this school is going to miss you. This school can never say thank you enough for what you've done for every single person that has been a Wildcat since you've been here. I just want to say thank you. Rhonda Millville. Now, so Scotty said it best, servant heart. And so the way I look at it with these four is they have shown their servant heart for the last anywhere from 11 to 22 years to our kids. But they're not retiring to go home and do nothing. Mandy is going to be taking care of her unbelievably lovable mom and dad. She's still going to serve them. That's her servant heart. Miss Terry, she's going to either be in Oklahoma City, Providence, Rhode Island, or in Florida, taking care of family members. By the way, Terry and Rhonda have new babies, and just so you know, we were always like, I wonder when Rhonda's going to retire. When she found out she's going to be grandma that day, papers started flying. She was gone. But Terry has a brand new grandbaby, and she's already packed up and ready to go and start hugging and loving on that baby. Diana is going to be a teacher at home. She's going to homeschool her grandson or daughter? Grandson. Special needs grandson. So she's taken all the love that she's had for these kids for the last years, and now she's going to take it home into practice. That's a servant heart. Rhonda, raise your hand if you didn't know Rhonda was having a grandbaby. Because everybody in town, really, I can't believe it, because every time you walk in the door, she's telling somebody, I got a grandbaby coming. Ladies, you are exactly what Tullahoma High School needed when you came. You're what we're going to miss when you're gone. The legacy and the footprints that you're leaving are going to be very hard for us to even try to fill. But I just want to say thank you on behalf of everybody that's ever gone to this school while you've been here. And I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you.
What an amazing group of retirees. We wish all of you well on the next adventure that awaits.
Yes. Thank you all. Retirees, we would love for you to stay for the rest of the meeting as we move into business. But you may already be ready to start celebrating.
Okay. Coordinated School Health, there are 8 components of Coordinated School Health, and I have them listed up here. And we, as Coordinated School, as a state, each of those components are addressed in different ways. The state has allowed the districts to address those as your district needs, because not everybody needs the same thing. We all live in different areas, we all have different demographics, and so that changes from year to year. So on the next slide, one of the main things that we've dealt with lately is COVID. And we had guidelines and recommendations from the CDC and the Tennessee Department of Health and Ed, and we had data, fortunately, from the year before. We also had more knowledge from individuals in the community, doctors, hospitals, and so we took all of that together to come up with procedures and best practices for our students and staff, because we all know that in-person learning is ideal in compared to other forms of learning. So out of the information we had, we formed or Dr. Stevens has a new district dashboard because the community wanted to know in real time who was quarantined, how many were positive cases did we have. So there were 8 different schools that were involved in the data. We continued the state dashboard with new cases, so that was ongoing. One of the most important things that we did, we're in education, so what do? We educate. We educated a lot of people. We educated our staff, our students, the parents, and community, because you had a lot of information out there, and trying to find out what do we need to pay attention to? What is the most important thing? Jason Quick mentioned to me one day, I called Gina to ask what's going on about something because it changes so often. But it is true. What would be true this morning might not be true that afternoon, or might not be true the day before or the next day. So it was a challenge. And fortunately for me, I had a staff and I had lots of people that helped that team effort to provide the safe learning environment. Next slide. A big component of my team is your TCS school nurses, and there is not a day that goes by that I don't appreciate having one in every school. And I mean that. People don't think that, a lot of times, oh, you have a school nurse. They just do Band-Aids, or they just, oh, you have a stomach ache, give them a peppermint. But it's a lot more than that. When you look here together, you talk about how many years of nursing that we have. We have Kristen Sisk on the bottom, that she has 16 years. Lori Welch has 7. Teresa Jaworski, as you just heard, has 22. Jessica Craig has 3. Charlie Owens has 2. Angela Campbell at the bottom there, you can't see, she has 2, and Beth Hill has 2. Teresa is retiring, and so coming soon, you'll have Jenna Phillips. She will be, she's one of my former HOSA students, so it was kind of nice to see that circle come around and that her be in Tullahoma, so she's doing education as well as doing her nursing. Next. To give you an idea of what some of these nurses were doing, this year we had 22,572 student visits. Take that in. We have how many days of school? It deserves a moment to kind of let it sink. And we had 413 staff visits. A lot of times people don't realize that the staff is coming to the nurses. Look at this. I did this. What do we do? And so they're giving out their care that way. That was compared to last year. Now, last year we had 15,700. We know we were out of school a little bit. So that's one of the reasons why you see such a difference in the scores. Now, what was involved in those 22,000 visits? Well, medication administration, of course. Some of the things that they catered, or some of the things that they addressed, was diabetes, asthma, ADD, ADHD, anxiety, seizures, COVID, first aid, and then just normal childhood diseases that come along. And I didn't mention lice, but that's up there too. So there's an array of things they address. And I will tell you that some of those visits were phone calls where a parent calls and says, my child has COVID, now what? And it could be 15, 30-minute conversation of trying to educate. So I felt that was worthy of counting in those visits because it was an important part of the year. All schools this year completed their Project Adam Heart Safe School designation. We've had that for the last 4 years. They have annual drills. They have a team. It just allowed, this year 3 students in Tennessee had an episode to where they needed the AED, and they were saved because of it. And so it is important. Will it happen this year at this school? Probably not, but could. And I want our schools and our staff and our students to know that we have a team that's ready. So that was important. We added 2 AEDs, the Garrison Wing, which if you're familiar with the high school, it's way down yonder. That's where I used to live, when I taught. And it didn't have an AED in that area. So we added one to that area so that we could access more efficiently. EMS at the soccer and softball field, it's over on the soccer side of the concession stand, but that will serve both those athletic teams. So that was something else that we added. Next. Last year I told you Stellar Therapy it's a third-party reimbursement that we were going to be able to get funds from that. And we did get $1,000 from that, $1,100. And then Medicaid decided, oh, we're not going to pay for medication administration. We're not going to pay for various things. And so we were not able to get funds this year. However, fortunately, May 1st, then in May 4th, they gave us the go-ahead. They're going to go back and pay for all those things they said, oh, we don't need to pay for. So we're going to be able to start that again next year. And I didn't want to leave you with wondering, how did that come out? So that's kind of give you an idea. If you weren't here last year, they were established in 2001, and therapeutic services still uses Stellar and is still reimbursed by Stellar and was this year. It's just the nursing service part that changed. Okay? Well, that yellow didn't show up like I'd hoped. One of the main things that the state wants us to do is to do BMI screening. And so that's what we do. We have electronic screening, and we do vision and hearing, height and weight, blood pressure, fitness, and color blindness for the kindergarten students. We screen kindergarten, 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, and 9th grades. You have to do 1 year of high school, and we always do 9th grade because they have wellness and we just figured that's a good point because they're all here. They're not going dual enrollment and they're not spread out. We also do pre-K, we do RTI, and we do SPED students upon request. This year we screened 1,698 students. We had 176 vision referrals, and we had 10 students we provided VSP vouchers, which pays for glasses and exam. So most students have TennCare, but not everybody is insured. And a lot of times when we find this out, then we're able to get them on TennCare because then that catches those students that are in a gap. Hearing, we had 21 students that were referred. Screening all these students requires a lot of help. In addition to our nurses, we had 38 different adults help us in the screening. Our community is a community that is there for us when we need them. We had 25 students, and most of those were HOSA and National Honor Society students. Last time I told you we were getting a new vision screener, the little eyes over here. That is the best thing I think I've ever had. It screens a kid in about less than a minute. And so you got a kid that won't talk to you, you've got a little kindergarten that's afraid. If I can just get them to open their eyes, I can get them screened. So that was really a big time saver. We were able to cut off an hour at East Lincoln by having this, doing the screenings. So that was really fortunate for us. Quick view of some of our screenings going on. Teresa up there doing hearing screenings. Excel Eye Care helping with the vision screener. And that was not ours, that was the Lions Club screener. So we had the Lions Club come in and help as well. And then we had the health department, the fire department, we had EMS, Kristen, and then we had the Lions Club. So it gives you an idea of some of the things that were going on. Next. Okay, here's the results. We didn't screen last year because of COVID. It just wasn't possible. So you'll have the year before then listed here, then you have this year's results. And you can't see at the bottom. Susan, can you read what the very bottom says? I can't read it from here.
2014-15 assessed 1,282, 4% underweight, 62% normal, 35% overweight, and 19% obese.
So when I first started in coordinated school health, we had 35% that were considered overweight. Okay? This year, overweight, we've got 44% of those screened overweight. It's creeped up each year. And out of that 44%, 27% fall in the obese category, which is greater than 95%. We're working very hard to see what we can do to, I don't know that we can move the needle, but at least stop the needle or slow the needle down. And that takes a lot of work on everyone's part. We have a great team of teachers that are trying to incorporate more activity into their regular classroom. We have more PE. We have after-school programs, before-school programs. So we're working very hard to try to make a dent in that. Angela does a great job with doing the food trucks in the summertime. We have programs in the summer. But this is just kind of a sobering fact to kind of know why is it important that we keep kids active. Because what is this setting them up for? Chronic health issues. And if you have health issues, it's harder to learn. It's harder to get a job. It's harder to do those things that make us successful. Okay? A little bit about grant funding. Community Foundation, we were able to get $6,500, and we got 5 refillable water bottle stations. One went to Farah, one went to Bel Air, one went to West Middle, one to East Middle, and one to the high school. We put the one at the high school down at the band area so they can use it when they're practicing and easy access to it. Here's an idea of what it looks like. They're all throughout the school. You've probably already used it before. Walgreens provided 100 water bottles for our students, and then several other have donated the cups, so that kind of helps. The Sportsman and Businessmen Charitable Organization, the high school, Kelly Orr got $2,500 for her art project. Bel Air got $2,500 for their soccer. They wanted to do outdoor nets, and so that's, I think Dustin said they're still in shipping somewhere, and they hope to be here before next year. And then down here you can see the 2 awards pictures. I really am blessed to work with this organization because they are always willing to give back to the community. Next. Sportsman gave $2,000 to our system to coordinate school health to help with family needs. They provided 10 of the graduation gowns so that those students would have a gown to be able to walk. They helped pay for medical expenses, transportation, cost to therapy. They helped provide, here at the high school, they helped purchase school shoes for the kids that didn't have appropriate footwear for PE. They helped provide for winter coats. They're there to serve our students, and I appreciate them. And this is the 4th year that they've given us money each year. So it's an ongoing thing. Lines Locker, $7,000. Barrett Construction, Rita and Russ Barrett, Kathy Clark in the downtown salon worked together, and each school got $1,000 to spend how they saw fit. And then it was a reimbursement. Some of the things that they got were shoes, clothes, hygiene items. One got a mattress for a kid who was moving in with someone else, so that it was used to purchase an air mattress so that they could stay at their aunt's house. So it goes a lot of different ways. Next. In-kind funding where it's not direct money, $53,600. And we're very grateful that we have a community that gives. Community partnerships, we had 55 that worked with Coordinated School Health. Here's just some of them. The health department did immunizations. They did dental sealants at 2 schools, and they're coming to 2 more schools in fall. The Coffee County Health Council, Tennessee Suicide Prevention, UT Extension, American Heart Association, Vanderbilt, the Lions Club, Newell Schools, they're in Shelbyville. It's like Christmas. I get big boxes, and they're full of whatever they decide to send me. Markers, glue, Post-its, all sorts of watercolors. I've gotten all sorts of things from them. The fire department, it helps with the health screening. They also are good if I need something like, if I need them to go through a plan. Does this work right? And they're always helpful with it. And then you can see Shoe Sensation, FC Anti-Drug Coalition, they helped provide the Narcan. And they also do a training on Thursday. Anybody wants to do that Thursday, 7 o'clock? They will do the training online. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour, and then you get your little Narcan kit. And they'll do that for anybody, individuals, family members, whoever you might want to. Walmart donated hand sanitizer and soap. Milam donated EpiPens for each of our AED boxes, well, with one exception, because once a school technically only gets one, and so they made an exception, so the district purchased one for the one in the Garrison Wing. Excel Eye Care provides eye wash to all the students, a lot of the high school students especially. Next. Immunizations, student Tdap clinic. All 7th graders entering school need a Tdap shot. In order to make it more convenient, the health department came to the school and gave those shots to any student that needed them and wanted them. EMS, there were 12, and at WMS, they were 14. The staff vaccine clinics, Walgreens came. We gave 162 flu shots, 20 shingle shots, 10 Tdap, and 11 pneumonia. We did in June, and then in August, we did a COVID Tdap after-school drive-up here at the high school. Thank you, Mr. Quick, for out front. They just came in and got there and moved on. That was for student, family member, anyone. We gave 29 COVID vaccines and 2 Tdap vaccines in the one in August. Okay? I was really excited this year that UT partnered with us, Belinda Litto, to do the teen cuisine at the 2 middle schools. And so what we did, we had a cooking class. And so we taught them basic I'm on the brain, basic cooking skills. We taught them how to measure. We taught them how to cut correctly. And I will say we did have one injury, but she said, I really learned something, how not to hold that apple. But most of them really enjoyed what they were able to do. We had 5 classes, one on Monday for the East Middle, and then one on Tuesday was West Middle. And some of the things that they got to make, they did a parfait with strawberries, and they did a trail mix. We had all the cereal, and they picked which they needed. We did veggie pizza. I don't know the difference, but everybody at West Middle loved the veggie pizza. No one at East Middle liked the veggie pizza. Just saying. All right, so French toast with strawberry topping, and then chicken quesadillas. So we had 4 weeks, and then on the 5th week, they invited their parents or a special guest to come, and they cooked for them. And they got to choose which of the things they had made. So East Middle chose chicken quesadillas, and West chose French toast. And it was so much fun. Go to the next slide. There were kids that you could tell they cook at home already. They would come and they'd know exactly how to do it. And then there were others who were like, they had never picked up anything that was cooking related other than a fork. So they had a great time. And I enjoyed it. It was fun to watch them learn. And they enjoyed coming. And then there'd be kids that would walk through the cafeteria or wherever we were, and they'd say, how do I do this? Can we do this? So I was really excited, and we hope to continue that next year. Next. Quick, we still are doing flexible seating. We're still doing fidget boxes. We're Bright Smiles, Bright Futures had to stop last year with COVID because couldn't be brushing teeth and all that at school. So this year we did a little bit different. We gave them toothbrushes at different times of the year to take home. We didn't do it at school. So hopefully next year we can start where we're doing some of that at school with the elementary students. The local dentists have helped provide the funding for this. And we did, this year I didn't take funding, although they offered, because I was like, we've got it ready for next year, and I'd prefer to wait until we needed them. And so I really appreciate all their help. We did playground equipment at Robert E. Lee, and when PE equipment at all of the schools got something. Professional development, some of the organizations that I worked with this year and went to their professional development was Rural Health, Tennessee Commission on Children and Youth, National Association of School Nursing, American School Health Association, the Coordinated School Institute, and School Health Matters. Both those provided training for me this year that I have hopefully shared with all of our staff. Next. I'm excited that June the 8th through the 10th, I'm going to get to go to Tucson, Arizona. There are 5 coordinators from the state that are going to join the state consults to go to the professional development by the CDC. So I'm excited to get to go and learn about how I can, what other people are doing, what works, and what we might do here. And their focus this year is on mental health. I'm going in June to the National Association of School Nurses Conference in Atlanta. And something to watch for next year, we're going to have portable Zen dens. So you want to know what a Zen den is? It is a place to relax and recharge. So it has a massage chair, and it has, you know, a diffuser. Now on certain days there'll be the diffuser days and some not, for those who don't like it. And it has music in the background, and you can pick your sound, whether that's thunder or lightning or whether it's birds chirping. So they'll go somewhere for 6 weeks and then go somewhere else for 6 weeks. So we'll have 3 stations. There's 6 chairs, so each station has 2 chairs, and has a neck massager and a foot massager. And so you all will have to, I'm going to try to see if Dr. Stevens will let me set one up over in the administration office so you can come over there and try it out.
Sure can.
Yeah. We've got a little screen. I've got little books for that give the little stress release of 5-minute, what to do, and 5-minute exercises and that kind of thing. But I'm hoping that'll be a way to get back to our staff. Jason's ahead of me. He already has a room, so shout out to the high school, but I'm still going to bring and let you have your shot with some extra chairs. So we'll do that. Any questions about anything that's gone on with coordinated school health this year? Or anything you'd like to see happen for next year? Shout out, or give me an email or give me a phone call, and I'll be happy to put that on my list of to do for next year. I want to say thank you, because nothing is accomplished without support. And I get it from the principals, administrators. I get it from Susan Sudbury, who's my next door neighbor, who all the time helps me out with whatever I'm needing. So it's good to have a shout out to everyone. Dr. Stevens is always there with great ideas and support, and I appreciate that. So I couldn't do it without a team. So thank you very much.
Okay, moving on. Do we have any individuals to address the board on an agenda item? Everybody's left us. I don't know why that's so funny. It's because when we first looked out there, it was full. And we really appreciate you people who are hanging in there with us. Thank you, thank you. Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented?
Sid, so moved.
Motion by Sid Hill. Is there a second?
Second, Andy Witt.
Second by Andy Witt. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn? Very good. Thank you so much. Okay. All of my devices are dying, so I'm not sure where I am.
Unfinished business.
Okay, moving to unfinished business. Thank you. 2022-23 budget. Mr. Ray.
Thank you very much. About a week and a half or so ago, we received our first of what we anticipate to be 3 BEP estimates from the state for next fiscal year. The draft that you were sent last Monday is the first blush, if you will, based on that BEP estimate. I do want to highlight just a few key components that are included in that draft. It does include the full-time athletic director position, the part-time athletic department bookkeeping position, and then moving Dr. Greg English from Innovative High School grant to the general purpose budget. It does include a step increase for those employees that are eligible and a 5% cost of living increase. Our capital projects that are included are the tennis courts, which you all have approved, the Bel Air roof that has already been approved, and then the GP share of the East Middle HVAC replacement project. It includes 2 new school buses that you all approved at the January board meeting that are on order. It includes additional monies that will be allocated for student device end-of-life replacements, and then returning our utility-related line items back to their previous levels due to the increase in energy costs that we've seen this year. We will have opportunity to discuss at the study session, hoping that we'll have another BEP estimate prior to that time. Obviously, at any time, I'm open and willing to answer any questions I have along with the Finance Committee. And I believe Dr. Stevens may have an add-on to this presentation.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Ray. Additional teacher recommendations, Dr. Stevens.
Yes, as we prepare for next year, we know there are 2 elementary schools right now that have significant enrollment numbers, necessitating the need for an additional teaching position. These 2 positions would be included in the 22-23 budget. Both positions are positions the budget can take on. At Bel Air, we need an additional primary teacher. Their average K-3 ratio, as you will recall back in January, I believe, it went above the 1-to-20 limit, and we waived the addition of a teacher. I submitted a waiver to the commissioner, and we instead put in an educational assistant. We are still in that position now, so we really need to post a primary position so that the principal has time to evaluate which grade level. Right now, that teacher could be placed in one of 3 grades, K1 or 2. That decision will probably need to be made a bit closer to the school year in terms of which option, which grade level that teacher will be meeting. But to get our best candidates, we really need to post this position, if approved this evening, tomorrow, because it is very competitive right now where teaching positions are concerned. Additionally, Robert E. Lee needs an additional position. Theirs is specifically a 4th grade position that's needed, so we're very clear on what that one is. At 3rd grade, there are currently 91 students there. They will transition to 4th grade, and they have 3 teachers, so they would have over 30 students in each classroom, which you know exceeds the limit that they are allowed to have. So with that in mind, we don't want to violate maximum class size and knowingly do that. And there's no cause to wait because they are over in their numbers. So we have discussed in the past, REL continues to grow, and it is necessary for an additional teaching position in 4th grade. As noted, these 2 positions are incorporated in the current proposed 22-23 budget, and we recommend approving 2 additional elementary teachers for the 22-23 school year, 1 at Bel Air and 1 at Robert E. Lee.
Thank you, Dr. Stevens. Is there a motion to approve the 2 additional positions?
So moved.
Motion by Amy Johnson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Sid Hill. Any discussion?
Will the part-time EA at Bel Air, will that still continue if this is approved also?
So that was just an interim position through the end of the school year, and that was made known at the time of the posting and of the recommendation to take the position. So no, that ends when this year ends.
Any other discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
That's all in favor.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Stevens. Thank you, Mr. Ray.
We will get those posted quickly.
Yes, great. Building and Grounds, Pat Welsh.
Committee met a week ago today, and we discussed with the supplier for food and food nutrition supplies is asking for one central location for deliveries to be made. That has been reported before. We've looked at several buildings, and there's still got discussion going on what we're going to do, and possibly we might build our own new building somewhere on the school properties. Parking lots at the high school are scheduled to be resealed and restriped during the summer break, and if you look outside, the whole footprint is surrounded by asphalt. It needs both striped and sealed, and there's a strong endorsement from the committee to do that, and it's on the agenda later. Bel Air's going to get a lot of work this summer. HVAC starting schedule next Monday, ceiling tile replacement next Monday, the roof following in June, and LED lighting will be started at the completion of the ceiling tile work. Coming up at THS during the summer, the tennis courts will start to be rebuilt on next Monday, and the roof will begin in July. Mr. Ray made mention about the East project coming out of the general funds for the HVAC there. We have a couple questions still for Train before we get started, and we want to get that in the. Is Dr. Dillahay still here?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, I want to assure him that if we're going to try to avoid having more mice attacks, to get that HVAC done. Are there any questions?
Any questions? Thank you for the report.
Thank you.
THS parking lots resealing, Mr. Ray.
As Mr. Welsh alluded to, we have made a conscious effort to maintain our parking lots on a rotational basis. A couple of years ago, we asked the contractor for an assessment of all of the parking lots and have been trying to stick with that over the course of a 4-year period to get all those back up to par and back on a schedule. As you recall, in fiscal year 21, we resealed the parking areas at Lee, Farah, and Bel Air. This current year that we're concluding, we resealed at East Lincoln and East Middle. Seal rights assessment determined that the high school would be the next needed property. This property is included in the upcoming year's budget, and your approval tonight would allow Seal Right to complete this project during the summer break when the work would be least disruptive to the school environment. The quoted amount for the THS project is $66,710.25. This maintenance project includes joint and crack sealant, 2 coats of sealing application, line striping, arrow and handicap markings, and it does provide a 1-year warranty on material and workmanship. The Building Grounds Committee and I recommend approving Seal Right for the resealing project at the high school in the amount of $66,710.25. Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Ray. Do I have a motion to accept the bid from Seal Right?
So move.
Motion by Pat Welsh. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Amy Dotson. Any discussion?
I have a quick question. I didn't think about it until now, so my apologies. Have we thought about incorporating more speed bumps out there?
That's something we could look at. That would be a separate project, if you will, but that could be something that in our safety plan we could discuss.
Safety of the
Yes.
children, yeah.
Okay, any other discussion, questions? We're ready to vote on accepting the bid from Seal Right. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
That's all in favor, Chair.
Thank you so much. Excellent. Turf tank field marker, Dr. Stevens and Mr. Ray.
Yes, before Mr. Ray begins, I just want to acknowledge this particular item. The reason we're presenting it to you in this fashion, it comes from Board Policy 2805 on purchasing, and this is a special purchase. And with that in mind, and this piece of equipment, we are bringing it forward to you for approval. We're very excited about this joint venture with the City Parks and Recreation Department, and certainly hope that you will accept our recommendation. And Mr. Ray, if you will take over and tell us about the turf tank field marker, which, by the way, Justin Scott, our band director, is very excited about as well.
Yes.
It's a little teaser out there.
I'm convinced that you all just wanted to say turf tank multiple times because it's fun.
Yes.
TCS historically relies on the city's Parks and Rec Department for most of the athletic field marking. Due to the frequency and time-consuming nature of this process, along with the relatively small staff at Parks and Rec, the two entities have looked at a joint lease partnership on a turf tank field marking robot. The turf tank is a GPS-driven, app-controlled robot that can paint correct markings on dozens of athletic fields, including softball, baseball, soccer, and football, to name a few. The tank turf is designed to save man-hours and reduce paint use. The offer made to the city and to TCS is a 5-year lease, at a cost of $10,000 annually and a one-time $1,500 implementation cost. The implementation cost includes robot configuration, shipping, training, and online resources. If approved, the City Parks and Rec Department and TCS would split this cost 50-50. The lease includes warranty parts, customer support, and software releases. I'd recommend approving the lease of the turf tank robot as outlined above. Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. Do I have a motion to accept the 5-year lease from Turf Tank at a cost of $10,000 annually and a one-time $1,500 implementation cost to be split 50-50 with the City of Tullahoma Parks and Rec Department?
So moved.
Motion by Amy Johnson. Is there a second?
So moved. Or second, Andy Witt.
Good. Second by Andy Witt. Thank you. Any discussion?
Well, yeah, the $10,000, that's the total. So,
That's the total for $5,000 per entity. Yes, correct.
Right.
I want to see this thing.
I know.
Who will be in charge of it, like getting each field or whatever?
Well, It will be housed with Parks and Rec, if you will, as they do the majority of the markings. It's to be on the city board meeting next Monday night for their review.
Okay, but it won't be any problem for the band to be able to use that also.
It should not be, no.
Very good. Very good. Anything further? All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Noes? Mrs. Vaughn? Thank you so much. Thank you. We're looking forward to this turf tank field marker. New business. 22, 23 meal prices. And are we waiting till next?
Yes, we're going to defer this till next month. Our Director of Nutrition was unable to be with us this evening.
Right. I just wanted to acknowledge, since it was on the thing, the district report. Superintendent's report, Dr. Stevens.
Although we have celebrated so much, I still have things to say. Wow. On Friday, we experienced a beautiful evening with wonderful weather, even having a principal lose marbles. I mean, it was a great night as we celebrated the exceptional class of 2022 graduating in Wilkins Stadium. This Friday, just 3 days from now, our pre-K through 11th grade students will enjoy their final day of the school year. And I know there's mixed emotions. There are some students who actually want to continue being here, and teachers as well. Seems like yesterday we just started. That was August 2nd. Wow. This year looked different, as you know, as we began with COVID protocols in place when we were faced with another variant, and we have certainly pushed through and navigated and, in my view, done an exceptional job meeting the needs of our students and providing a safe and healthy place for our children to learn and grow. So while others are enjoying summer break, things continue to happen here. So we will be very busy across the district as we prepare for the upcoming school year and have many summer programs happening. We will have facility work taking place. As you know, many projects that have been approved and are slated to begin, some as quickly as Monday. Virtual Academy is expanding its enrollment and making plans for more students. Our school-to-work pathways are continuing to be shored up in these summer months. The adopted strategic plan is alive and well. Principals, as you know, will be busy getting their schools ready for students and ensuring they welcome the best and brightest teachers and staff to our TCS team. Leadership interns will be working with principals, finishing this semester with the current principals and moving on to the middle and high school levels, serving as interns in those campuses. So there will be a hum of productivity throughout the district. As I mentioned, summer camps will be in full swing at all elementary schools and middle schools to help close gaps in learning. Our elementary and middle school camp dates are May 31st through June 3rd, June 6th through the 9th, June 13th through the 16th, and June 20th through the 23rd. Students will participate in daily reading and math activities, intervention, and physical activity. Elementary students will have an additional hour of STREAM activities every day: science, technology, reading, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Elementary hours are from 8 to 3:30. Middle school hours, 8 to 2:30, that hour difference being STREAM. The high school will also be offering a summer school option for students needing this additional time. The high school summer program will occur from May 31st through June 3rd, June 6th through June 9th, and June 13th through the 16th. All of our summer programs will be staffed with Tullahoma City Schools employees. Free breakfast and lunch will be served. And it was an absolute pleasure today to be the keynote speaker at the Chamber's Women Impacting the Community Luncheon. I was proud to be surrounded by a room full of women and men doing extraordinary things and giving in extraordinary ways to our community. I was particularly proud to have 3 of our very own district employees nominated in the education category as finalists: Monica Blake Beasley, criminal justice teacher at the high school; Lori Welch, school nurse at the high school; and this year's recipient of the award, the education category, our very own Director of Coordinated School Health, Gina Bumbalow. What a wonderful afternoon it was, celebrating some incredible women. And with that, I wish all of our students, families, teachers, and staff a safe, joy-filled, and fun summer. Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Stevens. I want to thank all of you and all of our employees, our students, our administrators for a wonderful 2021-22 school year. That includes our community and our parents. It was a quick one. Some days seemed slow, but the year flew by. Dr. Stevens, you did an outstanding job as our keynote speaker today, and I appreciate your willingness to present today at the luncheon. Again, congratulations to Monica, Lori, and Gina. And the board will continue to be busy this summer with budget, maintenance projects. We have a retreat and policy work. And I want to thank all of you for all that you do for our school system. Thank you very much. City Board Liaison Report, Alderperson Blackwell.
One of the first things on my list said robot painter for next Monday night. So thank you, Mr. Ray, for explaining that a lot better than I could have, because that's how it's listed. So robot painter will be on our board agenda for Monday night. Thank you guys for voting on that tonight. So hopefully that will get through at that point, because I know it'll be a good cost savings, I think, for us in terms of staff. The other thing I was going to bring up is that on Thursday night at 6 p.m. at South Jackson, the Comprehensive Development Plan, the Think 2040 plan, will be being presented. I'd invite all of you to come, everyone in our community to come. It's a big day to hear what they have put together for us. So, and thank you, Dr. Stevens. And I think Kim, did you also serve on the steering committee as well? Okay, so thank you for serving on the steering committee. I know y'all put in a lot of time and effort into that, so thank you. Street paving, that has started. In case you haven't seen, there's a long list of roads that we're paving right now and over the next few months. And I also want to let you know that we did vote to fund a full section or a full portion of Cedar Lane in the last board meeting. We hear that often. The last thing I wanted to update y'all on is that we're still focusing on doing a parks master plan, and hopefully we'll be able to bring that information more to you, what the survey and what the information we've been gotten back from our community, and be able to share that with you guys once that's done. But they are still in the works with that. Do y'all have any questions for me?
What time is it on Thursday night?
6 p.m. I think. I'm pretty sure. All right. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Personnel report, Dr. Stevens.
Yes, personnel changes for May have been provided to you in an attachment.
Yes, we received that. Thank you so much. Monthly financial report, Mr. Ray.
Thank you. You have in your packet the financial for the fiscal year through the end of April. This is the time of the year when the Director of Business looks at numbers multiple times a day, thinking that they're going to change, and to make sure that he's not overlooked something. But revenue-wise, we have collected the majority of budgeted property tax with a couple of months left to go, so that's encouraging. Sales tax for the district has been strong. We're up just over 9% from where we were last year comparatively. We are expecting one more BEP payment for this current fiscal year, and then that will be wrapped up with receiving those funds from the state. The expenses are in a good place for this point in the year. We do have a number of projects that have been approved and that are in some stage of the process that we're attempting to book in the current fiscal year. Any questions for me?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ray. And before we adjourn, there's somebody that I know all of us want to thank, and it is our board secretary, Sandy Vaughn. Today, it occurred to me as she had been at the luncheon, and I know everything that she's done to prepare for everything she does, how she keeps us all informed and organized and straight. We look good because of you.
Right.
And when I was coming into that, there were some heels that had been kicked off over on the side. And I'm like, somebody has kicked off their heels. Well, it was Sandy, because she was just buzzing around like crazy getting everything set up. So we appreciate you more than you know. And you do an excellent job. And you are always incredibly kind and patient with me, and I know with all of us. And we appreciate you. Is there anything else to come before the board?
Chairman Osselton, I would like to say, Chair Lady Osselton.
Yes.
There's a quick joke. In San Diego, I refer to as the board member wrangler.
Okay.
So she always does a good job. And I know you've already said that, but we can't thank you enough. Just thank you.
Yes.
And I would love to amen that. From a director of schools standpoint, I know where I'm going every day with every hour. Thanks to Sandy, I can text her and she keeps me straight and is so incredibly supportive and encouraging. So she has a large job.
She does.
To be an assistant to the director and the board secretary. That's a lot of people to coordinate and communicate with, and you do an exceptional job in that role, and I thank you deeply for all you've done in these last 2 years for me specifically.
You're a wrangler.
A wrangler.
You're the wrangler.
Big time.
She's a little hat.
Yes.
I would just like to say how incredibly uplifting this meeting has been.
It
I mean,
has.
to be able to enjoy and celebrate all of our students, our faculty, teachers, and EAs and custodians that are retiring. It's just a feel-good night, and
Yeah.
we're lucky to be a part of that.
It
Yes,
is.
thank you.
It is.
Great night.
Amen.
Retiree night is
Yeah.
always a little bittersweet, but we're excited for the next season. They have
Yeah.
lots to look forward to.
Yeah.
Anything else? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Sid Hill. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Pat Welsh. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn? Meeting is adjourned.
See you in June.